I managed to put a little bit of gloss on my mouth today, so you guys aren't scared to death. And I just pulled my visor up. Lord, oh my God, this lip gloss gives me deja vu. It's so funny. I always, whenever I wear lip gloss, it's usually either the Buxom brand. Let me get it for you guys so you can see it. I used to do like makeup on my streams back in the day, and I love, 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 love certain types of makeup and certain items that I absolutely have to have. That's actually, you know what? When I had my YouTube channel the first time around, it was, hey, support my makeup habit, please, pretty please. And then the second time around, it was my activism, hey, support my activism. And now it's support my coffee. Just gotta have something that you gotta support me on. Good morning, good morning. How's everybody today? Good morning, it's Friday. Woo! The only possible thing, and I'm not even going to speak it into existence, but the only possible thing that could make the weekend be meh, I'm not even going to say bad, but mediocre, is if the jury does not find a verdict today. Period. I believe they will. I really do. But here's my, and what's funny is that I've actually used this brand and this color for a really long time. Hey, Miss Kathy. Hey, Pittsburgh nurse, Crystal Burns, Angie B, Madonna. Good to see you. Amy Void, Alamo City. Whoop whoop. Karen Fisher, Rose Petal, Chatty, April P, Whit Fife, Jackie, Lucia, Madonna, Sheila says, Cat's Hodgepodgery. I love you guys. You're so amazing. It's so early this morning and you're here bright and early with me. It definitely makes my day when I am feeling so loved in the morning. But this is Buxom, the lip plumper that I use, and I'm going to tell you a story in a second, but it's really funny. I highly doubt you're going to be able to see this, but for people with really, really good eyesight, ugh, the color is called Dolly. So, um, the funny story behind the lip gloss, I haven't worn it in a really long time. I just got a new one of it. I think it was Short Legs that got it on my birthday wish list. And so I've been wearing it again. But I used to wear it all the time back in the day before Dolly. And when we first started dating or talking or whatever it was that we were doing, um, was at the very, 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 very end of Quinton Simon is when I met him, like October 1st, I think. Um, And I came over to his house a little bit after Quentin Simon. He was getting ready to go live, but he was like, yeah, just come back here and hang out. So I was like, okay. Well, I had my lip plumper on, and anybody that knows lip plumper is aware that it stings a little bit. It kind of tingles. It's supposed to make your lips look va va boom. Is it doing the job? Is it, guys? Is it? I think so. Anyways, but it stings. And so, um, I walk in. Yeah, I'm going live. Just go over here for a bit. Okay, cool. I go over in the other room and I'm listening, whatever. He's like, "Oh, give me a kiss before I go live." Okay, yeah. He goes live and visibly, almost instantly, he's like wiping his lips. He's like a little bit like rose colored because like it stings a little bit and gets your blood flowing. And I'm like, snap! I forgot to tell him that was a lip plumper. Oh yeah, so that happened before. Anyways, on to the case. Quentin Simon, little baby boy, 20 months old, allegedly um, off by his mama, who I don't even want to call a mama. But today we are going to be sitting around on eggshells, waiting to hear back from jury. At the end of the day, yesterday, it looked like they had some questions or they wanted something. I think they wanted some indictment papers. And then they wanted to be let go, which okay, that means they're not like, hey, everybody, yay, nay, everybody says yay, and they're done. It's like, somebody has a couple of questions, and that's fine. No need to worry. Hey, Miss Gail, good to see you. Jury called it a night at 5 o'clock. Okay, so it was 5 o'clock. Good. I actually was worried it was 4:30. Um, but 5 o'clock is fine. That's normal. I predicted that by the end of today, 5 p.m., they would have a verdict, but they would find her guilty. I'm hoping, pray, yes. I believe they'll find her guilty. I cannot believe anything else, and I cannot join anyone that believes otherwise because to me, um, circumstantial evidence rules. And I was actually starting to be going on a downward spiral with my thoughts, and I used to believe um, that it's a lot harder to go the positive direction than the negative. And so I caught myself a lot of times just starting to spiral and go in a negative direction. And it was during one of Dolly's lives. Um, I got a little side note on the messages. Actually, it was in the chat, and the girl's like, "Look, PJ, remember, they convicted for Harmony Montgomery on circumstantial evidence." And I'm like, "Amen. Thank God for that. They did. They did. They convicted the man who murdered Harmony Montgomery off of circumstantial evidence, and therefore I believe they're going to do the same with Leilani Simon. I believe they're going to convict her on all charges. She's going to get life with no parole, and I believe that justice will be served for baby Quinton Simon today. Amen, right? All of you guys have to agree with me for it to work because I'm a firm believer in ask and you shall receive. I'm a firm believer in if two or more agree, it shall come to pass. I'm a firm believer in what goes around comes around. That's not in the Bible. You reap what you sow. That. So there's so many people in chat. Everyone, please smash the like button. Thank you so much, Crystal. I pray you're correct. I know I'm correct. Amen. Heather, whatever. Good to see you. Um, Yes, that little baby deserves justice. And I told you guys a little about myself yesterday. I do have a daughter. I don't really talk about her much and don't showcase her much because it's really kind of dangerous being up here sometimes. There's a lot of people that are a bit unhinged, myself included at times. So that's why I see myself a little bit different than all the other people that we cover or talk about or get back and forth with. It's because I know that at times if you push me a little too far, I know I can go there. I know I've said some things and done some things that are questionable that I shouldn't have done. I'm sorry for those things now that it's come to today. But there's just so many other people that do way worse or do similar and never really own up to what they're doing. And then they do streams daily and they're like, so and so is doing this and so is doing that. And it's like, you're doing that same thing right now. Hello. Yes, keep your baby close to. Yeah, some people think that I don't take care of my kid because of the fact that my kid's not up here. So I mean, it is what it is. I know the truth. You guys don't question me, and I mean, if you did, I would tell you. And that's all that really matters. I mean, I'm not here for anybody else other than the people that I believe I'm helping. Angie, she's 13. She's at that age where she's like, Mom, what are you doing? You don't need to come with me to the mall. I have my friends. Okay, honey, okay, go ahead and go. I will be sitting in the car. So I sit in the car a lot. That's kind of why you always see me in a chat room because either I'm multitasking at work, which either I do three things at the same time or I don't. It's just like I have this to be doing at least three things at the same time rule. And then I'm either doing that or I'm in a car waiting for my kid to come out or I'm with a man babysitting him. You know, he's like a little toddler too. I love kids. I love them. I love them so much. Kids are kids are precious. Kids, elder people. I wanted to ask you if it's true or Dolly was joking when he said you asked if he had a girlfriend way back and you said, well, oh dear. There's a movie called Norbit. And there is a part in the movie where this big girl comes up to him at the playground and he was getting bullied. And the big girl actually kind of protected him from the bullies at that point. But then she noticed that he was just sitting there by himself. And so she walks over to him and she's like, you got a girlfriend? And she's like, He's like, "No," like, he's a timid guy, and she's like, "You do now." Well, he's saying that because he's comparing me to the character that didn't actually physically happen, or, I mean, actually happen, um, but he's comparing it to that because, when I came around, when I met him in October, on October 1st, I was very hesitant to get involved with him in any kind of way. And it was right when I was starting classes for private investigating. And I basically was looking him up before I got really, really invested. And so I told him, I'm like, I'm in private investigating school, I'm going to look you up, And as I got through all of the drama online, the people he's associated with, the people he wronged, the people he had back and forth with, I kind of sorted and sifted through each one. And what I realized is that a lot of his issue was that he didn't give some people resolutions. And so a lot of people still talk about him to this day because he's just the type of person, and this is just my opinion. I'm not talking on his behalf. I don't know anything about his prior intimate relationships or situations that he's told me. I'm simply gathering what I witnessed. Um, and for me personally, how it would feel if it was done to me. What I witnessed basically is a bunch of people that never got a conclusive resolution on, like, hey, this is why we didn't work, or hey, this is why you gathered that I was talking to 15 women at the same time, or hey, this is why such and such occurred. And a lot of me personally, as a person, not only just a female, but a lot of times I believe it's females, um, I feel like I have to get a resolution, or I feel ghosted, and then I like relive the moment and think like, what if I'm the problem? What if I stink? What if I am ugly? What if I had bad breath that day and he doesn't like me? Or, like, you know what I mean? And it doesn't necessarily even just have to be with a, like, a relationship type of back and forth. It's actually all aspects of everything. Like, if I spend time talking to you every day, and then all of a sudden we get into a disagreement, and then tomorrow you never talk to me again, I'm always going to be like, well, why did that happen? Why? You know what I mean? So I don't even know how I just got there. We were talking about Quinton Simon, and we were talking about coming together. We were talking about joining forces and being positive. We were talking about she's gonna get convicted. She's going straight to prison. She's going to jail. Then she's going to prison. Amen, Chopper. You're a good deal. Thank you. I'd like to think so. I love him, but he's just my big man child. And it's funny because one of the videos we were, actually no, it's just a random video he did, and I was in the living room, and I was laughing in the background, so I know I was there. But it was about another content creator, and he was like, if you need a giant man baby that needs his diaper changed, for those of you guys that have been around, you'll know who I'm talking about. But I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, who needs a giant man baby? Do I have a giant baby? I think I have a giant, and I said that to him afterwards, but I'm like, hmm, you're the giant man baby. I wouldn't have it any other way. I love him. But let's see what you guys are saying. Other people's opinions of me are none of my business. Yeah. Nana banana, that's really, really easy to say. And then you get a YouTube channel and everybody and their mom has an opinion. And then you get on a YouTube channel that's leading to your real life and your relationship. And then it's like, Lord Jesus, everybody and their mom has everything and anything to say. I don't like go out of my way to go watch other channels, especially ones that are talking about me. Um, but it's like after so much time and so much, yes, I'm an overthinker times a billion. I think on top of thinking on top of thinking. I know what you mean. Usually people need closure when a relationship ends. Yes, and that's not just a romantic relationship. I believe that's every aspect of every relationship. Um, there's 128 people in here and only 58 likes, you guys. What the heck? You're cheating me out of likes. I'm gonna add you to the Rico. Thank you, Amy. You're so sweet. Oh, and look, Lucia said it for me right before I got done saying it. 122 in here and 52 likes. Leave your DNA. She looks scared after the DA's rebuttal. Um, My opinion, Leilani actually started to look a little concerned at the beginning of the closing arguments because it's like she was almost trying to force out tears right then and there. Like she instantly started to try and force tears. It's like, no, it's a little too late. You might want to rehearse your crying for the appeal. Remember, hit the like. Thank you, Miss Gail. The state rebuttal, yes, the state's rebuttal was amazing compared to the last couple of cases that I've witnessed, like the Karen Reed mainly. They really did a really great job in putting it all together, like in chronological order. And basically, I felt like I was getting bullet points. I have to write stuff down, so I was kind of writing them down as bullet points, but it was like, here's why charge number one is accurate and you should vote guilty. Da da da. And then here's why charge number two, you should vote guilty. You know what I mean? So it's like they laid it out for you and then showed you why they believe that you should find her guilty. And it was very easy to follow. It was very easy to go along with. And I knew, one, two, three, four, what was what, why they claimed this, why this is that. So I just got a cash app. Wow, thank you so much. That was so sweet. I did not expect that. Um, I stopped watching several. Yeah, the drama stuff gets old. The drama stuff is fun every now and then. I used to watch soap operas every day, and then they took them away. I was so sad. They took the soap operas away for the View. Um, I'm not ever really home during the day anyway, so it's like, why am I mad about the soap operas? But still, I really used to like drama. I still will pay attention and watch the drama. It's a lot more fun when you're not in it, and I still get brought up in a lot of the drama even today. Like, I actually heard a clip of somebody that was referencing something I said about somebody else the other day, and they're like, I see you, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that wasn't even about you. But I mean, it's exhausting. I don't keep up with it like I used to. I really don't. And it's a lot more fun when you're not in it. All type of relationships deserve closure. Yes. Hey, Mama PJ. Hey, Destiny Rose. I used to be an overthinker, but getting old is such a blessing. Yeah. I mean, see, that's how you change your mind and your perspective on things. People are like, "Oh, I'm getting old, everything is awful." Well, Trapper Lily just did an example of how you can change your perspective and you can change your mind process and think positively instead of negatively. She told us all, I used to be an overthinker, but getting old is such a blessing. So now she doesn't think as often because she's old. And Chopper knows I'm playing with her. A lot of people don't get my sense of humor sometimes, and it's like I feel like I have to overly explain myself. Yeah, it was a good way to give jury recap. Clark Kent is easy on the eyes. He's okay if you like that type. He's very plastic. He looks like a Ken doll to me. The lying to police charges are almost felonies. Yes, the lying to police charges are just charges on top of the cake, the icing on the cake. Um, it's just, she didn't care about her son. She did not care about that baby at all. And you know what really, really chapped my ass? And I know that's a funny term to say. It sounds funny when I just said it, but what really agitated me yesterday, and I'm going to say it here and I'm going to say it now. Dolly Vision was at the Quinton Simon drama with other creators that I never actually supported or followed. He was doing stuff then that was not my cup of tea. But at that point in time in the beginning, I decided I was going to feel it out, kind of, so I was in and out, I was there. But I didn't agree with a lot of the stuff that was being done. And I could see who was kind of doing it, even though, if you participate, you're definitely still doing it too. But what was I going to say? Oh, uh, so when it was time to come up to this event again because we were all waiting for that conclusion. This is going right along into what I was just saying. Every story, every situation, every traumatic event that you've ever been to, you're going to want to see it through. You're going to want to see the conclusion. And so therefore this trial we were waiting for, and pins and needles, trying to make sure that we saw this case to the end. And when it started to come up and he started to plan out his trip to go, he had just had his heart attack. And I'm thinking, oh God, he's going to go there and it's going to be confrontational. There's, certain people that really dislike him, like Leilani's mama, who I believe has to live with herself every day. And I think that's going to be her punishment. Sadly, I don't think she's going to actually have any real consequences in life as to what happened. I pray she doesn't get those other two babies. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. I won't change it. But I thought, well, here he's going down there, he's going to upset these people. And I still, somewhere deep down in my heart, kind of feel like she's going to really hate herself for the rest of her life for what happened. And so I almost didn't want him to go, not just because of that reason, but because of the fact that, oh, Leilani's mother is going to have to deal with him and deal with, that confrontation again, and everything's just going to be chaotic. And he had just had a heart attack, and I'm overprotective as it is. A lot of people think I'm overbearing, but um, I can be, I guess. And so um, I saw that she was in a chat yesterday, which again, this chat was a place where they streamed the case this week. They streamed the case when it happened originally. They profited just as much as Dollyvision did, and yet they're never been called out. They're not being called out. It's like they're not on the same level, yet they're the same thing. They're the same person. So uh, that's my problem. But Leilani's mama is in this chat talking about, I wish I could scream all the details from the rooftops. Well, what is stopping you, lady? Nothing. And then she says, well, I would be at the courthouse, but I'm afraid of people. What? If you truly, truly deserve children, lady, you would be at the courthouse, period. I don't give a fuck about what people you're afraid of. And I did everything I possibly could to, I don't think that I mentally manifested him coming home and not going to the case. I think that I just, in my mind, when he ended up coming back because of the storm, because I over worry, his family, other family, was also worried, and that storm was looking like it was going to take out the entire state of Florida, which it did not, thank God. But she's in chat having the nerve to say she didn't go to the court case because she's afraid of people. When I saw that, I wanted to jump and physically get into my cell phone to her location. There were no real people there in the courtroom. There were some real people. There were some people that were there, taking notes for some other channels, and it was allowed. It was an open courtroom. A lot of people said that it was not, but before I sent him and he went to South Carolina, I actually called the courthouse and triple, quadruple checked that it was an open courtroom so that I could make sure that he was able to go in the court, because I wasn't going to send him there and then him be like, well, I can't even get in the courtroom, because he could have streamed it from the house to begin with. So what, the loudmouth afraid of people? I called BS. Exactly. I mean, I don't doubt that she's afraid of people. That's not even the part that I'm questioning. The part that I'm questioning or having an issue with is the fact that, lady, look, your grandson was killed by your daughter. You should want to be there for him. You should want to have justice for him. You should have some shit to say. I'm sorry. I get that you're kid and you raised two monsters that kill people, but I don't give a fuck. Jesus, take the wheel. It's Friday. I can't. It's like, I cannot. I'm telling you, if I had even any remote freaking access to anybody in my family that was like this, it would not fly. I would be there front and center. I would be at the front of the courthouse room in the front row telling the freaking justice for Quinton. Justice for Quinton. That's all. That's all that really matters. I thought more people from the area would have been there. Yeah, the case was made to look like a circus. The people that were there then were ridiculed and talked down to, and their chief of police said, the certain YouTuber has a new home, and then he named the jail address, and then they arrested people that were there. It was made into this big heckler event, and so I don't blame anyone for not going other than Leilani's mother. I blame her for not going. I think that's really, really icky of you, and that you're in chat talking about it like you're one of the other YouTubers or one of the chatters. I'm sorry, not sorry. You're really a piece of trash, in my opinion. That's how I feel. That's how I portray the entire event of what went down. I'm sorry. And you do not deserve those other two children. I'm telling you right now, I really, really want the date and time. She's really going to be afraid of people that day because I really want the date and time. And if I feel like the issue is not resolved, heck, I might even write a letter to the senator or something. I don't know how that works. I'm not an activist, or I'm not really, I'm not somebody that goes above and beyond to tell on somebody or call somebody's uh, officer, or any of that stuff. I typically don't. I've never sued anybody, even though I've had reason to. I've never really, if I got in an accident and it was my friend's fault that was driving, I didn't go and sue her. That kind of stuff happened to me. I'm just not that person. But when it comes to certain things, like babies that are being killed, I do firmly believe in the cause. I will be there to activate for the cause, because babies are helpless. And the elders are helpless. Animals are helpless. So therefore, you're going to see me front and center if I get wind of an event or something that occurs where it's something that I feel passionate about like this. But you can't sit there and talk about stuff or have an opinion about stuff publicly in a chat room or in, as a live streamer, and then expect people to not have an opinion back or have their own opinion. Everybody has an opinion. And, you can't silence their opinion, because it's human nature to have an opinion. And then not everybody's the same. So therefore, you can't expect people to have your identical opinion. It is what it is. I feel like we've come to a society and we've become so woke that it's not acceptable to have different mindsets or different opinions or thoughts. And that's not how this works. It's just not. We're different. If we all sat in a room together right now, let's see, there's 216 of you guys in here. Thank you so much. If you haven't hit the like, please hit the like. I gotta go soon. Um, but if we all sat in a room right now and we all got asked, let's say 10 questions, and it's like, hey, what's your favorite movie? And we all said, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. It would be weird. We would have nothing to talk about. Okay. It could be a couple questions, and like, well, why'd you like it so much? One person might like it for this reason. One person might like it for another reason. That was one of my favorite movies. That's why I said that movie. But um, if we asked 10 more questions, and every single question got answered with the exact same answer, it would just be weird as shit. We would have nothing to talk about. We would be too similar to a point where that would make us butt heads. And it's not meant to be that way. It's boring that way. We really, truly are all different. We all have the ability to speak. We all have our right to speak. And just, it is what it is. Ultimately, I gotta go because I always do this. And now I got 4 minutes to run in and clock in. But just be you. Stay being you. Stay true to yourself is the words. And we got to come together collectively. We got to all focus, be positive, think about today. The jury will come back by the end of the day, I believe, with a full guilty verdict on all counts. Life, no chance of getting out, period. And that's that. On that note, have a great day, you guys. Bicycle.